Hey guys, and welcome back to my Polish into Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth campaign in EU5. I'm continuing this one up until late game, and we stopped the previous session just few months before Age of Absolutism. So today we'll be going through the new age, new advances, court and country disaster maybe, but here is the state of the country. We've got 500,000 of savings, our income is insane at 8.6 thousand, and we've got almost 10,000 of base tax. Still plenty of subjects which I'm steadily annexing. FYI, this is the 1.07 patch because 1.08 is still in beta. I'm waiting for that one to be balanced. But in the next age, the loyalty of my subjects is gonna be decreased. That's why I'm steadily all the time annexing at least one subject. Right now we are doing Vitebsk. Let's just unpause and wait for the next age to start, which is in January. Oh yeah, one of the goals of today's session is to actually bring back the Piast dynasty. Because of female rule, the previous one, why is it showing like that? Because of the female rule, the previous one, I lost ruling dynasty, but it doesn't mean that the Piasts are not there. I need to somehow bring them back. One of the important things that I started doing in the last session is increasing the amount of the cities, especially around Warsaw. And I'm doing that by encouraging migration to specific provinces, so they reach 30,000 people, so I can turn them into cities. I'm also turning some of these locations around into actual towns and cities, depending on the goods that we're having. For example, I think we have a big surplus of wool, but that's food. That's why I'm not turning this. About horses. Yes, horses have a huge surplus, so you can take Orłów and turn it into a city, but definitely whatever food provinces like this one with huge efficiency of the food productivity, we are keeping this as our huge source of the food. Same, the iron provinces are staying as they are, as this will be important later in the game to build the railroads. I'm really happy to announce a new channel sponsor, not just this video, a brand called Glorious, which is producing equipment for gamers, especially for PC and esports passionates. They are specializing in producing very light mouses, mechanical keyboards, as well as customizable gaming accessories. I've been using the same mouse model for over 15 years now, since 2010, and I was not so sure about replacing with this new Glorious mouse, but what you're seeing here is a mouse that looks almost exactly the same as my previous mouse from another brand, but actually is half lighter. It was rather easy for me to switch because it has the same amount of the buttons. You see just the two extra ones I'm using, for example, to speak on Discord or pin other stuff, and at the same time super light. So it's actually much easier for me to not only play EU5 but also use it for my full-time job. If you're looking for new gaming equipment and you want to support the channel at the same time, check the links in the video description as well as a pinned comment, because there will be separate offers coming for people from Poland and separate one for everyone outside, everyone international. This is an international partnership, and I hope you guys are as happy as I am to get this sponsorship. But nevertheless, let's get back to episode 8 of our Polish campaign that we are continuing up until late. There goes the Age of Absolutism. Let's take a look at the different focuses first. Admin focuses are huge because you're getting literacy to boost how fast you're getting the technologies, estate satisfaction to tax them better, diplomatic capacity, monthly development that in the end long term helps you with so many things, including proximity, 10% proximity cost, which is huge, pop conversion speed and army initiative. In the Diplo, I feel like it was mostly, let's see, navy, income from subjects, but it's colonial subjects, trade efficiency, but a little bit, trade capacity, monthly diplomats, Diplo rep. Antagonists receive 20, is pretty strong. Subject opinions is also maximum diplomats, but nothing crazy. In the military, you're getting naval bonuses, infantry combat ability, manpower, artillery power, Discipline. Yeah, military one is also okay, but nothing is close to the admin focus. Then the age itself can compare. The age itself, you see, is giving loyalty of subjects -10. That's why you see some of them are already sadly disloyal. There's speed of integration that is increased, antagonists from different stuff is increased, you have a cheaper war score cost, and levies are nerfed even further. There are also multiple new guarantee forms that we are unlocking. Let me look if there's anything interesting. There's 10% tax efficiency, 10% speed of integration, 20% off of crown power, and another tax efficiency. Could go either for tax efficiency or the speed of integration. But you see, cancelling reform is not that bad, it's just 20 stability to replace it. But do we want to cancel any of these? That's interesting that the tax efficiency requires 50 serfdom, but this is taking towards 3 subjects. And when we'll take a look, you see we're going only 0.05 towards serfdom. So if I take this, I'll not be able to have this reform. Honestly, let's just not change it for anything else for now. It's not that important. Let me look. I could change some of the policies because there are new policies we unlocked. Of course, this costs a lot of stability. 85, so I could do it via parliament, but it's good to be aware what we've unlocked. I could change the proximity cost, but there's nothing really stronger. So yeah, no thank you. You see, we already have a chance for the courting country to happen. And you see, in this patch, it is before it is nerfed in 1.08. It is actually nerfed where it takes only 10% estate satisfaction. Here it is gonna take 25%, which I love. And we also have struggle for the royal power, which is decreasing the noble satisfaction by 50%. And this one cannot be stopped, pretty much. Actually, I never went for this one, so it's gonna be lovely. And you see they have the same hat over there as a miniature. Before this happens, I think I'm gonna purposely decrease my crown power, as the percentage of a starting crown power into disaster, at least for the courting country, has an impact. In case I will need to increase it, it's gonna be easier. For that to happen, I have to stop having crown characters as my advisors, generals, and admirals. Let's see, from 43%, how low we can get it. I think not much, because I already had generals of the other. Yeah, down to 41%. Yeah, let's see what happens. In general, I don't have issues with any of this guy's satisfaction. I can just tax them less if needed during that disaster. Let's see what the disaster is gonna require from us. I'll also take a look what kind of advances we'll be having in that age. Of course, I have still 10 more in the formation in the queue, but let's see if there's anything crucial in this age. There's a new road. That for sure is gonna be important. There's gonna be a national cabinet seat. Integrate area cabinet actions, so I don't have to integrate province by province, but instead areas. 20% speed of integration as well. New ruler building from manpower. Of course, new winged hussars. And diplomatic annexation cost. War score cost, and that's not from the age focus, so I can get 20% in that age. Oh, there's wojsko komputowe for Poland with army maintenance. There's in general in this age proximity cost, so you can get also 20% not only of war score cost, but also proximity. One from the focus, the other one just from the age. We'll unlock manufacturers, which is an enormous boost to the economy, especially the lacquer manufacture, which is really lacking in Europe. Yeah, there will be plenty to take, but to take anything, we need to first get the institutions, which didn't even happen yet. Do we have a chance of spawning any of this? Yeah, manufacturers could happen in Warsaw. Scientific revolution could happen in Warszawa. And the military revolution, we have to go towards offensive. No, this one cannot happen in Warszawa. Let me also hide this map thingies. It's just a bit too spammy for us. So, manufacturers started in Smolensk, which is my location. And that location is gonna receive building costs in exchange. Military revolution in Paris. One of the things, on the other hand, that 108 is saving is that levies don't impact loyalty of the subjects. they still do 107. So whenever I go to war, they all go disloyal. And scientific revolution started in Halić. So 2 out of 3 institutions are in Poland. And this institution, on the other hand, gives local max literacy. Oh yeah, fine cloth workshop is even more. I'm doing a lot of fine cloth, but with the old production. Because I unlocked maximum RGO sites from the reform. So obviously the most profitable RGOs, look at them. I have at least +1 level available. You know what, let's conquer a bit more from Hungary to clear the borders farther. And I'll be taking these lands for myself, so we have to start minimizing the amount of the subjects. Now we'll send 3 stacks with artillery +1 winged hussar stack. I don't think they're gonna bring much. As you see, they have 15,000 regulars, and they also are able to bring 40,000 of levies. Also, the flag changed. Isn't that Zlewikk? To be honest, before I declare, let's just finish the annexation. It's a big one, and obviously, as I said, because of war, it's gonna stop. That's another dynamic historical event for Poland. The column of the king Msztuj. A queen has ordered construction of monumental column. Because historically, there's a column of... it's around that time, right? Of King Zygmunt, which was from the Vazas. Of course, we don't have Vazas, so it's more like doing that of your, you know, late father tribute. Oh yeah, it's Zygmuntus third Vaza, son and successor King Władysław IV Vaza, ordered the construction of Zygmuntus column being erected between 1643 and 1644. Hired the man and constructed. And that's gonna be probably work of art. Yeah, masterpiece royal column is gonna be created. Yes, I can afford it. See, also, yeah, I learned to reject the stuff in the papal bulls. That didn't happen before. I think that's the AE impact one. Yeah, the antagonist one. And everyone votes against me. Oh, and there goes the courting country. I think during the courting country cannot get the struggle for the royal power, right? One of the requirements is it's not in a... it's saying civil war. It's not, does not say disaster. We'll see. But we have a choice. Do we go towards absolutism, or we go towards liberalism? In general, from my experience, it was much easier to get towards liberalism than absolutism. We can even take a look by opening disaster before I decide. You see the end requirements. There's plenty. 20 years of the disaster is by default, but the minimum is the 10 years of the disaster. And then after 10 years, I have 2 ways of ending it. Getting 61% of the crown power. That's why I was decreasing it purposely before this. Less than 14 estate privileges. I'm not gonna do that because I love taxation too much of my estates. That's why I want to go totally towards liberalism, and for that I just have to get nobility and commoners on top of clergy and burghers to 65 of satisfaction. And that's why I was telling you that it's great that the disaster is tough, because it takes 25 of loyalty of our official estates, and then we need to get towards liberalism. As for the associated value of the two, you see, absolutism is not bad. It gives you plenty of crown power, but decreases the satisfaction of the estates. While liberalism, on the other hand, gives you satisfaction of the estates, gives you culture's capacity percentage, and higher parliament support, like lower parliament support needed to request an issue. With absolutism in general, it's gonna be hard to do anything with the parliament, and we still need CBs from it, and that's why I'll go for the liberalism. Which is just also gonna cost me less of impact. See, this is much nicer. And of course, I don't have to get that loyalty high yet. I'll need it in 10 years. Well, the other way is also to decrease purposely your crown power, is to build castles and buy leaves. Because you see, castles, especially castles, give local nobles power. I have a few of them more in the country. Let me replace all of them with bastions. That is a level higher of the fort. They require more production, so they create the demand, and they don't give any bonuses to the nobility. Oh, and the Granada of Europe just happened, so the wheat production is higher. That should actually impact my base tax. Let's see, 9886, 9930. How about that location around here with wheat? Warsaw is actually 300 of food production, even though it's a city. This one has 250, this one has 54, because it's also a city. You can have two disasters at the same time. The struggle of the royal power started. I'm really keen to learn what this one is doing. So it's, yeah, it's, so I'm having a total of minus 75% noble satisfaction, right, from this two. It's good that they saved so much money, because now I can just tax these guys at 0, but even taxing them at 0 is 16%. So to end courting country, I have to do struggle for the royal power first. Oh, so I need more crown power. 53%. We are at 40. Yeah, so this will help. Putting ruler as a general. Doesn't maybe have to be ruler, could be just people from the crown. I don't have many. Let's just slowly put them. That's also another issue of having non-Piast dynasty. We don't have actual characters to handle that. We can also change the guarantee form as we discussed. Instead of legislative efficiency, we can change it to something that gives us crown power. And I can't take this one because it takes us towards absolutism, which we don't want. So, and same this one, all of them takes us towards absolutism. What's an unfortunate thing. We need more counting houses, which give us local crown power. A lot of the bastions are also helping. That's gonna be a slow switch. And there will be events related to the Polish disaster, including Confederacja. Try to negotiate with the Confederacja, will grant them liberum veto. 500 influence. Oh, Szlachta, Szlachta. We will fight. By the way, Bydgoszcz she's having almost 400 of the food production. So I can already embrace scientific revolution. Since it started in our lands. Doesn't cause that much stability. You know what I might have to do? In this situation? Go towards absolutism. Which gives me crown power. So I can reach 53%. And finish this disaster. And then starts going towards liberalism. I don't think I'll be able to do both in 20 years. But in any situation, I need to take care of struggle of the royal power to take care of the courting country. So not get these guys to 62 loyalty otherwise. Well, yes, for now let's in the end go and change that guarantee form. And pick the crown power as well as progress towards absolutism. Of course, it's gonna take time to get embraced. We could also do this when needed. See, this is giving 20% crown power. Honestly, how much I'm getting religious influence a month? I'm getting so much, I can actually keep doing so. How much does it give? 42.4. 44.3. The Szlachta insurgents started raising now that they are at 16%. But I can just use one of these guys to handle that. So we just use them to rebel crackdown. And they should be slowed down so much. This rebels would never happen. Am I right? And they wouldn't be that much because the power is low. Another disaster, a situation in this age is Little Ice Age, which is decreasing significantly. If I show you. Yeah, it is locations affected by extended winter will suffer from minus 25% food capacity and minus 25% food production. But honestly, I don't think it's gonna hurt us much. We have so much food production. Let's actually see. Even in the middle of winter, plus 4,000 in Toruń, plus 2,000 in Kraków, 1.3 thousand Porazawa. Riga has actually a bit less because of these guys on the north, I guess. 800 here, 3,000 here, 5,000 here. You can start rushing modern road. Remember, higher control of your location also gives you more crown power. Rights of the crown should give me more crown power as well. Proximity cost, extra government reform, integrate area action. Power projection is also speeding up the integration, and so is the extra 20%. Loyalty of subjects for sure. Maybe this will be enough if I use the support the state action here. Let's see, 44.7. $48.2. We need more. Let's anyway go for following the thread. That's minus 20% cost. I'll not decrease our relations. I prefer to get the stab hit because we don't want them to collision even after that war. And obviously the little ice age will also be bringing you some negative events, like you see losing food. Krakow has a little food production anyway, so this is fine. It's good that I have huge amount of granaries. There goes also the possible guarantee form. Wait, why is there a possible guarantee form? I've lost something. I just don't know what. I think I've lost one of the Polish guarantee forms. I think I've lost... Did I lose Universal Serfdom? I think I did. Because you're not enough towards serfdom. Why the hell we lost towards serfdom? We have to ASAP change the recruitment law. As this is still ongoing. That's it. Just expanded levies, which I don't really need anymore. I can just take manpower instead. And I can get serfdom from here. Just 2, I need more. I'm not going too hard towards Hungary. Just taking this couple of lands. Breaking some of the relations. I'll just slowly coloring this for myself. I integrated Kursk here. First of all to decrease this calculation for the vassals, but more importantly because I have a big hole over here without a market center. You see the market access around here is just 50%, and that should increase it, even though, you know, it's not gonna be much of mine trains here, it's mostly subjects. But the subjects, they produce all themselves. So I'm gonna leverage that and also build trade buildings there to take the full advantage of what I just took over. So I'll actually already start building, I think it's quarters. Merchant quarters. Spam the hell out of it in both of the locations and maybe get more locations on the level of a town so I can spam it. There goes the modern road. Again, the UI is not the best for improving the roads, because I could go and start clicking this, but in both the cases it's gonna start building a bunch of improvements in my subjects, which I don't want. I want to focus on my own. That's why I will be simply creating a circle around the capital, spreading the roads. I can see the roads are very expensive. Maybe I should get more masonry in the markets, as it's not only useful for the roads. Yeah, let's build a bunch here. Of course, it will not change the price immediately. It's gonna be a process, but we can start it. Oh, here goes the new market. I see it's a nice split. We still need more here in the north, but that's coming later. But you see, now instead it's like 90%. Even the worst locations here at 70% of the market access, and I'll be making money from here. And this will drop both my crown power and proximity, because ruler stats actually it's not that bad, but you see it impacts both. It's not tragic. Okay, I was afraid it's gonna be worse than that. So I'm not that much worried. Can we marry him internally to Piast? Oh, this two are old. Fortunate. See if that spam of Mason. The price of the roads is much lower. You might say, oh, Zlewikk, you have so much money. I already spent half the money I started this session with. I also spam the sand buildings now. Jan Landskoroński, which is a known Polish... Look at his stats. 78,000 though is the cost of him. He has 25% calf power. The Hussar Commander. Oh, let's come here. The next parliament I can take the dynastic administration law instead of cabinet laws. This was useful, but this is important for what we're doing now because it's decreasing the power of nobles, clergy and the burghers. Decrease legislative efficiency, but that's the cost we have to pay for salvation. Also, I'm hoping for these guys to get to 100 of admin stat as soon as possible, but he's freaking old. So I don't really have to also build all the roads myself. You see the burghers, since they have lots of money, they are building the roads right now. How is the price now? After everything I did. Yeah, I did decrease it by 26%. The rights of the crown law is another that is gonna help me. It's not bad, but blocking for the cabinet, 20% crown power is gonna be useful. My question is, how's our associative value? Is it going much into liberalism? It is actually going towards absolutism, but you're 40 towards liberalism. That law is gonna be important, but maybe let's wait with this law until we increase the crown power more. Looks like Riga market is starving because of the little ice age. That's why we have to spam all the possible food buildings here. I could technically decrease the mieszczaństwo, the burghers' influence, by stopping to earn an income from trade for a while. That would work because I would even decrease my costs here by doing so. That's only when we'll be like really close to get to 53%. Since we'll be over 60 towards liberalism already, I can just go ahead and codify that crown power law. This absolutism is not gonna hurt us. Struggle for the royal power ends, but why it ended? Because I was supposed to get 53% crown to end it. I'm at 45%. Maybe something changed the end requirements. Maybe it's because I'm in a civil war? Or it's just... That's too bad. Maybe I could have gotten a good bonus out of it. But yeah, now if I get the loyalty of nobility and commoners high enough, 53%, I will be able to end this. Could I just pay nobility money to fuck off? 35,000. Okay, let's wait for this to increase naturally. To get this guy's loyalty higher, I just need also a same. Let's see what we have. This one also helps. I'll probably end the disaster, the Schlacht disaster with this. But we need something for the nobility. As during agenda for a specific estate, the loyalty is increasing faster. Look how burghers are building roads just straight over here. But in general, already on the proximity map, you can see it's spreading towards east. It was all red just a second ago. And since I'll not need that crown power from the serfdom guarantee form, I can just freely go for something more useful for us right now, like 10% tax efficiency. It's gonna take us even more far away from serfdom. And see, next month I'm gonna take first loan. I had 500,000 saved 20 years ago. And we want to finish it with this requirement because it's gonna give us some additional bonuses from my memory. If it just ended by ending time, it's not gonna be as good. So we gotta speed up how fast these guys are getting loyalty. Looking for the events, if not I'll have to save money and pay them to fuck off. There goes also 10% proximity cost, which I think already updated on the map. Just look how good it looks like. And with that also there will be improvements to our control. Like this is going up to 34%, this up to 41%. This will go to up to 70%, and more around here already got to 100 and are going towards 100. Now the improvements of the control, you see how skyrocketing my base tax is already 12,500. This my loan cap is 500,000, and I'm gonna repay these loans fast, so I'm not worried that much. This is already done. We need to also increase the commoners. I think I have to pay them as well. Unfortunately, it's the same amount. Paying 600 for the interest is actually not that bad. This. Now they should end the court in country. Told you on the new patch it's gonna be much easier because it's gonna be just -10 loyalty you're gonna get for the states, not -25. And you see I can get even farther towards liberalism because I ended it this way. Just again, culture's capacity, parliament request, needed, and state satisfaction. And now with the fixed state satisfaction, I should be able to start, yes, having a high income again, 11,000. Of course, I'm not having full legitimacy, so I'm paying a lot over it, but it's gonna be fixed quickly. So I'm going towards liberalism. In the press law, it's gonna be decreased crown power, which is okay, especially that I'm gonna get much higher max literacy. Honestly, guys, it's time to make some money. I'm gonna request additional taxes. Yes, for exactly this purpose. And once we get also legitimacy 200, yes, 87,000 ducats a month, all this to repay the debt and continue investing into the country. I would love to use Jan Landskronsky in real battles with this CAF power. Well, I don't think I'm gonna do that. How much do you have? CAF have 10%, so it's 35% of him, but then of course he has winged Hussar. Another situation in this age is Colombian exchange, where we could technically split the new world good in our country, and I can get Chile, which is a very high price good. We want as much as possible of it in the country. How about to choose a high control location for trade good that I don't really need because I have plenty of it. Looks like we have plenty of clay, don't we? Actually, no. Plenty of starting grains that is not like the highest quality good. Could replace this all with Chile. So how about we replace these 3 locations first? Well, maybe not. Actually, Płock as well. No, look how much food it produces, even though it's a bad trade good. Let's start with this 3. So each time I want to do this, it costs me 100 ducats and 5 prestige. It's fine. Let's get. Let's become a Chile power. So all of this Chile down. Now let's just find it. See how profitable this is gonna be. I have to build it from the scratch. But I've got the labor is just waiting for that. Let's also get some here in the Kraków market. So I'm gonna improve this fort to level 4. So just bastion. 1,000 defenders is here. I don't think my stack can do this. Look, 13,000 people died just to get 60% of the fort. That was very painful. We also need new units here for this age. That's gonna be useful for this whole integrate area cabinet action, and honestly we should start going more all in with our expansion with this. This is everything I'm taking from Hungary this time. See, we are gonna steadily expand over there. The Gonis is just on the limit. We have to continue improving relations with whoever is gonna get close. We did not look at the hegemonies for a while. Economic one, with a bit of advantage over France. Military, not comparable. Culture, not comparable. Here we actually got overthrown by France. That's not a huge difference. And here I of course don't have any heavy ships.
Merkuriusz Polski Ordynaryjny is yet another historical event for Poland in EU5, and this is about first ever newspaper that was in Poland. We can sponsor it for a bit of money and get research progress with 3 subjects and a local newspaper in Warszawa. I assume it's linked to the capital, but historically it was in Kraków. Yeah, let me go ahead and sponsor it. The manufacturers are just bringing so much of new potential profit. So now for the paper, I'll be improving workshops to the manufacturers, just like I started doing a second ago for the books. And that, what that? It's all repaid, so I can continue focusing on building my roads. See, Burgers did a good job in the meantime. And see, even locations pretty far away from Warsaw, having 94, even Gdańsk 98 of max control. And the build's getting done. Look, locations south here. This is unintegrated, it's not even core yet. From 12% to 40% control that we are getting. this from 13 to 34. Even a bit closer here. You see, it's already 47. That's what I've been always looking for. Road build cost and time. Sure, let's go for it. And I'm gonna use that to get a CP on Bulgaria. It's time to fix the borders here. It's gonna be a border war initially before we then fix it with Hungary. And fighting Bulgaria is gonna be also Georgia joining and Bohemia. And before I declare, I just really want to finish annexation of Livonia. Power projection. Remember guys, it's always worth stacking it because it is impacting how fast you're integrating the locations. Look, I'm about to get 100 control locations so far away from Warsaw. This is partly because I have friendly army stationing in this location. So actually I should be standing around here on locations with gold. Look, now this gold location is going towards 50 of control. This gold location is going towards 64. There goes the annexation of Livonia. Took like probably less than 2 decades to annex them. Well, that's plenty of rich locations that we are taking over, and all of them becoming cores. Now it needs a month to update the proximity map of speed of integration. See, which is not bad. But look that we lack a lot of roads to get there. But at least I think my maritime presence. Oh. I don't have any maritime presence. Let's make sure we split them, spread the maritime presence towards these lands. And see the whole areas they've took from Hungary, they're already pretty much integrated. Next step will be to start assimilating part of them so I can then accept the whole Hungarian culture. For now it's a bit too big for our cultural capacity. Economic policy law is yet another one that we can unlock. And that's a pretty good range of choices here, but a no-brainer is the monthly development. But also raw materials output should be an immediate bonus. So base tax, look, 15.7 thousand. 15.8 thousand. Because law has to be unlocked slowly, yeah. So that's the 10% impact on this. How are the wing hussars gonna do versus 11,000 of an actual standing army from them? Let me just wait for the general. Would be a bad idea to fight without it. And let's look. I'm also gonna attack with a river crossing and a -1 terrain. Am I right? And -1 vegetation, so it's a -3 battle. Let's take a look. And you see, they are actually dealing with the damage, because they have the standing army, plus they have the terrain advantage. So the winged hussars are actually not making a difference. In this situation, of course. You have a higher overall morale and a better general. Yeah, we are gonna lose that one. Next time maybe you choose a better terrain to fight. Yeah, because when you attack instead levies, that's what's happening to them, especially overall, but also especially on this age. This out Bohemia in a few weeks. We just have to make sure to break all of their alliances for the future. So Bulgaria, Austria, Saxony and Denmark. Now you see, taking these locations from Bulgaria is gonna be insane amount of antagonism, but mainly the Orthodox countries, Catholic like Hansa or Wolgast, don't care as much, they do care a bit. And this is 80 war score taking all these locations. That's one of the advantages that we are still not an empire, because it's tricky to become an empire as a Catholic. Because if I became an empire, I would lose 10% war score pretty much on everyone, because the difference between the country ranks is decreasing your war score cost. And before I peace out, I should definitely go for the papal bull that gives antagonist impact. Let's see though if the others will vote together with me. The last time I tried getting it, the AIs all voted against. It's 14 against 10, but yeah, we're gonna get that bonus. Let's see how it's gonna impact. Right now it is 398 we're gonna get, which is of course in Bulgaria, and the others is much lower. Let's compare it, how much lower it's gonna be that bonus. And this is down to 352.
and they also accept that peace deal. Let's just go ahead, take all of this, break the alliance with Georgia. We could do the trick of cutting off their capital just for the next war. You know what? I'll do it. Or maybe not. That's just gonna require too much of war score. Let's take what I wanted initially. Yeah, that's good enough. We'll be fixing that with the war with Hungary, and you see antagonism is totally fine. I managed to get Bohemia out of the coalition, so whenever I get Casus Belli in Hungary, you'll be able to go after them. Just to see that I have default Casus Belli. I don't like Novosibirsk, so I'll be waiting for the next parliament. And now that I got plenty of new stuff conquered, I will continue integrating areas, as that's just such a lovely option. But one guy will be encouraged migration, one is taking care of giving me improved relation bonus. It's actually huge, plus 68%. I think that's my total bonus, isn't it? Yep. And two of them will be integrating and one assimilating. How about, that's gonna be a cursed timeline, but we could ally Ottomans and help them conquer all of this stuff. Let me know in the comments, do we do that or we conquer the Ottomans? Which version of this alt history would you prefer to see? Besides creating more and more cities via encouraging migration, I'm just looking for towns that naturally grow their population and are eligible to become cities, like Koknese here. And in general, if you see my towns and cities map, there's more and more yellow visible. We already have in that age 22 advances taken. This is the first 22 that we are taking together. Let me take another few. We have to prioritize some stuff. Definitely we need to prioritize the cabinet seat, which is over here, and taking this also gives me 50% crown power bonus. That might be useful in case you're going for the courting country to prioritize these. Maximum RGO size and some outputs. I'm taking another 10% proximity cost, and on the way for this we'll also take possible frontage, army doctrine law. Let's definitely unlock musketeers to like increase amount of our troops, so it impacts loyalty of our subjects. But if you're doing military stuff, definitely also the late winged hussars gotta be unlocked. And diplomatic annexation cost. That's it for now. I'll be continuing, but that's 18 research Q that we got already as current priority. Since I'm not stacking the crown power anymore and I don't want to go towards absolutism, let me change autocracy for something else, and I will replace it with efficiency of the cabinet. Remember, stacking that is super helpful to increase how fast you do different stuff, including integrate locations. But yeah, time to expand into Hungary to fix the border war. And this kind of force, when we have like a huge advantage in the military, you can just use stuff like focus siege, where it's gonna automatically go ahead and focus on sieging capitals of provinces and forts. For some of the subjects that are disloyal, especially the bigger ones and fiefdoms, because vassals are okay outside of the war. I'm already doing the same trick I've been doing in a few episodes ago, so using the disloyal subjects a bit to just fully annex them. Now with, you know, the new integration action for the RIA, it should be easy to expand towards these subjects. I still want to keep plenty of them to keep improving stats of my rulers. Just look at this guy's stats. But yeah, we are steadily decreasing the size, also, you know, just spreading our proximity. And as told you, I'm keeping good borders as well as I can with each of the peace deals I'm doing. And all the expansion I did towards south today, you see it's still okay-ish. With the antagonists, to see Austria, for example, where he has a 150 modifier from it. And the only thing that saves me is that I improved relations by 108. Could I improve more, but I can't do much more. So soon we'll be hitting a stoppage of expansion, especially against the Catholics. But you see, we have to spread to the Lutherans, the Catholics, Orthodox, and Sunnis. As usual, the output advances should be useful. So you see 16,790, and with that advance, say it's almost 100 of base tax that we've received. The crown power advances here. I think it already impacted the crown power to be 48.7. Or maybe it actually did not yet. So let's give it a month tick. And now... Yeah, it was impacted before. Yeah, here it is. Almost 50%. And it's funny, all of my fiefdoms were at like 30 of loyalty. All I had to do is to release Chernihiv, and all of them are right now royal, but for how long they will stay like that? Fiefdoms have plus 65 modifier, vassals have plus 63. I need to improve upgrade my units, but yeah, heavily decrease the quantity of subjects. Army doctrine, let's see this loss, I don't actually remember what was there. It's a pretty big range of a choice. And obviously there's a calf power that we are stacking. It's time, guys. We are gonna unlock the proximity cost. Ottoman's name placement. It was only good on the proximity. Look, this is good. And look at this beauty. Look how grainy it is right now. Like proximity towards here, for example, is up to 47. Look how low it is between some of the locations. And this is because how much of proximity cost we already have stacked. Proximity, 53%, the total amount here. And then we've got proximity cost for land for under 19%. So this way, control is gonna get in many more locations towards 100. Even this from 53 goes to 63. This so far away from 46 to 63. This from 48 to 61. How is our Kraków? From 89 to 93. You're all gonna see this map getting greener and greener. That's why you have to start expanding more and more outside. Just leverage that we have such a good proximity. We're also improving relations so much. Pretty much, look at this. Pretty much all of my subjects have plus 200 at this point. But of course they all disloyal. Because at war they raised levies. This is definitely gonna help get more subjects loyal. Let's just, for example, fiefdoms are a problem now. See, this guy's at 28. Let's go ahead. Oh, maybe let's also make sure that we don't get attrition on these stacks. But I will be improving all of these guys to the new unit types. And one of the nice things about the improvement is that this picture is gonna also update. Nice. So my army is gonna increase from 276,000 to many more. 400,000. 500,000 of an army. And see, maintenance is actually on the level of my monthly manpower, so we need more manpower buildings. And actually that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna remove one of the stacks that they created just to counter the subjects, to make them more loyal. But if we go back, these guys are up to 44 now. Look at even the terrains that I just took over from Kiev, they have really good proximity. So the control will be also good once I core it, but the coring is so much faster, right, with all of these integratory actions that look... This is pure beauty. And anyway, I think I will finish here. The borders are really good. There's still a bit to fix here, and obviously here towards Europe. We're running out of space to stop the coalitions, especially in Central Europe, from happening. So we'll have to embrace the coalition soon. Which is totally fine with the amount of the troops that we have in 470,000 and their quality. The amount of base stacks should be really good. As usual, let me show you a few crucial maps. This is integration map, our base stacks, control, proximity, roads, markets. I need a new market here for sure. Cultures, and this is all the lesser Polish. Religions, literacy, and antagonists. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope that you are still enjoying this campaign. If you do, let me know by liking this video. And if you have any requests on what I should do in this campaign next, let me know in comments and I'm gonna try achieving so. Thanks for watching and see you soon. Bye!